Hey guys, it's Carla. Today I'm starting with the raw sienna background, and a lot of times I have my outline drawn on at this point, but I'm going to do my background first, my wall and table, before I draw the vase on there. So right now I'm just mixing up a watered down shade that I want the background to be, and I want it to be fairly light, just so that the flowers show up good against it. So I'm mixing up the shade I want, the color I want, and then adding white to it to give me the shade I want. So I just want to mix this up with the paintbrush, but then I'm going to use a palette knife to put the color on there. And I'm just using vertical strokes and leaving a lot of that raw sienna showing through. So this is just a nice, quick, easy way to cover the canvas with this loose style. And now I want to do the same thing for the table that the vase will be sitting on. So I'm mixing up the color that I want, and I want it to be darker. I want it to be darker than the wall, so I'm just mixing up a dark shade. And I want to water it down. So I'm going to do it the same way that I did the wall behind it. I'm just going to use a palette knife. I'm using a ruler for this so that I can get the angle right. And this time I'm going horizontal with my strokes. But again, I still want to leave some of that raw sienna color showing through. Alright, so now I've dried it and I've drawn on my outline of the vase. I didn't draw the outline for the flowers, but so the first thing I want to do with my outline being drawn on there is to give it a shadow. So I'm going right up against the outline, and I'm using a hog bristle brush to scrub in the shadow. The hog bristle brush helps give me the soft edges that I want for the shadow. Alright, now with a small round brush, I'm picking up some of that fuchsia color and watering it down. So this is the base color for my flowers, and all I'm doing is just scumbling in just an organic shape. You don't put much thought into this, just scumble it in. Alright, now I'm going to start on my greenery. I want a dark green shade to begin with, and then I'll add lighter highlights to it. So I've added a little bit of water to it. I'm still using that small round brush, and I'm just going to scumble these leaves in. I don't want to stay in one spot too long, and I don't want to put too much thought into it, so I'm just tapping and scumbling them in. Some of them are going down into the vase. Make sure you don't come back out the other side of the vase though. So every now and then you're going to be able to see a stem here and there. Now for a lighter shade, I'm just going to kind of tap in on top of that dark shade. But again, I'm not putting much thought into it. I'm just kind of scumbling around and throwing in some highlights. And then I'm going to add a little white to that and put in yet another highlight and really go easy on this one. And you want to keep in mind where your light is coming from. So it's coming from the right, obviously, because where the shadow is. So everything on the right is going to be a little bit more highlighted than the left side. All right, now I've lightened my pink, my fuchsia, and I'm just scumbling some highlights into my roses. Keep it very, very loose. And now another shade, a lighter highlight. Same thing, just not as much of it. Okay, so with the synthetic flat brush, I'm mixing up some watered down dirty white. It's got a touch of blue in it. And I want to make sure it's watered down so that you can still see through it. And I'm going to paint the whole vase with that. Okay, with a watered down greenish yellow shade, I'm going to kind of, I'm not necessarily coloring the glass, I'm making it look like the greenery that's in the glass is reflecting against it, I guess, and causing it to look green. And then this color that I'm mixing up, I just want some of that flower color, some of that fuchsia to be down here. I'm just kind of bringing the color down a little bit, but I added some blue to it to kind of make a more of a violet color, but it still looks like that color is extended down into the bottom of the vase. I decided I wanted that top a little darker because it would be shaded by the greenery. Now with a light blue and a flat brush, I'll start putting some reflections in, some highlights on my glass. And then with a clean brush, with just plain white, I don't want to cover up everything I just did, but I do want the center of it to be white, the center of these reflections to be bright white. So right now I'm just darkening some of my greenery that's inside the vase. All right, now I've decided to put another rose in, but it has fallen onto the table. So I'm doing it the same way that I did the others. Start out with just the fuchsia, then lighten it a little bit, and then lighten it again. And keep in mind where your light's coming from. And then it needs a shadow too. So I'm using the hog bristle brush to scrub in a shadow for it. Smudge it out with my finger. And then with watered down black, I'm just kind of bringing some of it up into the rose. And that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and God bless you.